Welcome to the CFG GameCast, episode number 134, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Saturdays and release it on podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. So show us some love and give us a follow, a like on or a comment on any podcast service that is currently out there, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, and with me today, I got my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What is going on, my cyborg?
I'm clearly in the villain phase of my life. We're not going to talk too much about it, but yes, I am loving the hair. Lots of things have been going on. So, just trying to not cry all day essentially is like my baseline for like getting up in the morning at the moment. I have a nail poof, which I think is pretty cute, and I can clap my finger with it. But I've been playing a lot of spooky games.
You've been like going
Evil
ham
Dead.
on Evil Dead.
I can't beat freaking Mission 3. Oh my god, and it just gets harder from there. Can't beat Mission 3.
Is that co-op? Is the story mode co-op?
And you don't get points for it. So you gain characters, which is great, but you don't get points for it. So hours and hours and hours of me sitting at the keyboard crying, blowing my nose, and can't beat it. I was over it. But I will try again, because we can't let evil prevail, I'm life happens, and we all have to deal with it, and essentially, my dad died, so no secret. Just been trying to put all his puzzle pieces back together, essentially, is what I've been doing. So life.
Yeah, still sorry to hear that. I know I'll be still going through all of that, the craziness on the back end, but definitely hang in there. That's
I'm trying.
Yeah.
1 hour at a time.
I know, right? Definitely, most definitely. That's all you can do, So that's cool. But you know what, Lex?
What?
You know who?
If you're gonna make it, actually,
I'm wondering how he's gonna make this transition.
Please. I can help. I have jokes ready. Just fucking.
Oh, you know what?
Fire.
Oh, I'm not gonna say.
Do it.
Dude, I'm not gonna do it. I can't.
Come
I don't
on
have
now.
anything. No,
you know
no,
whose
I'm
dad
good.
isn't dead?
That's terrible, but it is true.
Give it for
The 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the second seat. What's going on, dude?
Yo, I am clipping that, and I am putting that on all the socials. Davies is very insensitive.
I didn't even say it. What the hell? I didn't even say it this time.
I know. Oh man, no,
I was thinking it in my head. I'm not in my mind, but I'm like, is that insensitive? I'm not going to be that guy.
Please.
I was like, how's he going to make this transition?
I've been making dad jokes all week, and people are just like, I don't know how to.
It's been in my head.
Laugh. It's funny. It's true.
Yeah, it's
my
been
way
in my head, and I was like, but, I mean,
it is a part of life, unfortunately.
Yes.
But it is. But no, and I know it's been a crazy week or so. There's a lot that really has gone on. I feel not only in our personal lives, but just all around the world too. Everything just seems to be just at a fever pitch of just activity and stuff. So
insane. It's not even like in the positive, in a good sense. It's just oh my god, it's like it's never ending.
It's just like a full on dump of just like things just
and now I have a toothache, so let's add to it.
It's like let's just tack that on for good measure. Yeah. But yeah, I came back. We went to Chicago last week. It was one of my friends. She got married, and my old roommate, was there. So that was a good time. It was Lizard Elsa's 8th birthday. So we have dubbed it the birthday of many cakes. I think she had about 5 different cakes. One here with Mima, who watched Aslan. Then we went to Chicago. We had one on the plane. They made a little makeshift cake for her, which was really, really sweet of them.
On the plane? That's cool.
They did it with, they used a muffin. They put candy underneath, and they used like little toothpicks and put gummies on them. As candles. It was super sweet.
Was
this was on Spirit, man. They'll charge you for everything, but they'll make sure you have a good time. That's gonna cost you, sir. That's what they whispered in my ear.
That would be funny. Happy birthday, Lizard Elsa. He's like, they tug on Smitty's arm. It's like, that'll be $12.95.
I was surprised. I just let them know when we got on the plane. We were stopped there at the front. I was like, "Hey, it's her birthday," just letting them know and stuff. So it was really, I didn't expect anything. I thought maybe they were gonna say something like on the intercom or something. So that was super sweet of them to do that. And then we went, and then my dad had balloons and streamers up, and she got another cake there. And then the next day, while we went to the wedding and we ended up staying the night, it was probably 45 minutes away. My dad took her to American Girl store doll, or American Girl doll store.
Yeah, the doll store.
Yes.
Yeah, and they did the whole nine. They got the heritage. She got a new baby. They got matching outfits and sleepers and then they went and then they had lunch and they had lunch with the babies and all this. So she had a great time. And then I think when we came back, it was also my niece's birthday the next day. So her birthday is the day after Lizard Elsa's. So we came back. There was another cake when we got back from that. And then it was her graduation. She graduated on Wednesday. So we did so we did another graduation celebration. My dad flew back out here as well. So like the whole family's out here right now. So it's been that's just all been within the last week. So it hasn't
really even been a week because I
didn't leave till Friday morning. Well, no, it would have been today.
And Auntie Alexa hasn't baked her a cake yet, so can we please?
There you go.
Let me know what kind she wants. I got you.
Yeah, no, for sure. So yeah, it's just been super busy. My dad leaves tomorrow morning, and then my mom leaves on Monday. So I'm just looking to kind of recoup and recover from the last week. But overall, I had no complaints. It's always nice when you get to see friends and family. We were out in the world being with people. My friend Kat, I got to see her parents again. I hadn't seen them since college. So overall, it was good. Didn't really get a lot of games in. I played a little bit of Destiny, like I was saying. I had a rough go with Iron Banner, but I got some bounties and did a little bit here and there. Other than that, it's been pretty chill. What about you, Davies? What have you been getting into this last week or so?
Man, so apparently, when you were saying the world just was not slowing down and stuff. So, last week, I had COVID. So that was yeah. So I was luckily I was literally packing to go to Star Wars Celebration, and then I had one of the tests. I had one of the home tests, and I took a test before I left, and then it showed the 2 lines or whatever. It shows like showing that that
you're pregnant.
I pissed on the thing when they were saying, "Why are you doing this?" But
wrong one, buddy.
Yeah, so I got the 2 lines, and I was like, "Oh no!" So I decided to go to the doctor the next day to make sure it wasn't a false positive. Then sure enough, it was not a false positive, but but luckily the good news was I was asymptomatic, so I didn't have the what other people's experiences are to have it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yours was nightmarish. I can't even imagine. But so I was I had COVID. I also didn't want to be that guy to spread COVID knowing that I have it.
Yeah.
I canceled my trip. I decided to relax, sit back, and just
good for you though, because a lot of people are still going out wearing a mask, but going out when they're asymptomatic, and just getting everybody else sick just because you're asymptomatic.
Yeah, it's like
right.
I had
it doesn't mean
for months.
You're carrying it.
I was over it.
Oh yeah, especially you don't know how all that stuff's gonna happen. So so I decided to relax it, and I did. In the meantime, I was just checking, went like still looking at houses and stuff like that, and making sure see what my options were. But the cool thing was, like, because of it was like I actually sat down and played some games, and I played like 3 different games. So like I was playing so I was streaming Final Fantasy 9, which I still am doing on this channel, and was playing some Monster Hunter Rise so I can get ready for the expansion later at the end of this month. And then I was doing a review for a game called Soldiers, which is a awesome Metroidvania game that's only $20 that you can get anywhere. Very good, like 16-bit chibi style that just looks very, very good. So yeah, I definitely would really recommend that one.
Is it chibi or chibi? I always thought it was chibi.
Tomato is the way I look at it. No, I don't think so.
But I think
I always thought it was chibi too.
I thought it was chibi.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Yeah, it really is. I don't think
there's a
call it
out.
Way of doing it.
Like, had to call it out.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
If I was the one saying it wrong, I want to know. I don't know. Just ask me.
No, I mean, I was just wondering. I've like a lot of people have it. There's 2 separate ways. They both mean the same thing, or they both get the same thing. Yeah, so it's all good. So yeah, so I had a pretty good eventful week. Today's my nephew's birthday, so I went over there today, and then, like, and they just moved to this house, and oh my god, dude, this house is insane. I gotta show you a video of what this house is. You won't even believe me how nice this house is. So like it was crazy. So like I told you my sister was a lawyer, right? Her other house was nice, but this house is, like, I would say almost mansion level. It's freaking insane. Yeah, it's freaking insane. So yeah, but yeah, you gotta see. Yeah, I gotta show you some pictures.
Yeah, I'm about to have to buy another house now. God damn it.
Well, let's hopefully see if that's not going to be the case, to see if we can save what we can do on that.
No, I'm going to save this house. I just have to get another one because I can't let my dad's baby grand piano go, and I can't fit that sucker in my kitchen. So
that is true.
I'm going to have to get a bigger house.
Or could you stay in the same house so you don't have to do all that work for the grand piano? Or you don't want to
it won't
it's
fit.
Like too much.
If I put it in my living room, it's just the piano. So yeah, no, my house is
those things are huge.
It's huge. So
you're piano people now. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen.
Piano people now.
You're piano people. It's like it's happened. I'm sorry. But anyways, I know y'all don't want to be talking about the shitty weeks that we've had the past couple of weeks. So let's get back down to the rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic or discussion from in the world of video games from the previous week. The topic would or could be a topic that happened, be a topic in gaming itself specifically, or it could be something in the gaming world itself. So we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want to talk about it with you, the community who's watching on CFG Games, to be a part of the conversation. So if there's something that you'd like to see, by all means, just type it inside the chat. We would love to chat it up with all y'all and have a nice discussion. We don't bite, like I said before. So, but anyways, let's get this. Yes, especially nice, so watch out. So let's start this off with Smitty. What are you bringing to the table, buddy?
Yeah, this was huge news. This was actually announced yesterday and confirmed. But officially, if you guys are familiar with the Paris team, they were an expansion team that came in. You've got Paris Eternal, which was Paris Eternal was CD or Call of Duty. Oh, I'm sorry. Paris Eternal is the Overwatch League, I think. It's Paris Eternal and Paris Legion, I believe, are the 2 teams. It's their I keep wanting to see CDL League. The Call of Duty League and the Overwatch League's teams have officially announced that they are actually moving over and they're going to be relocating in 2023 to the beautiful Las Vegas, which is freaking huge. I feel like, and we've talked about this before, number one, Vegas is primed for being a major hub sports wise for sure. Like it is officially like we have turned into a sports town. We know that they're talking about an expansion team for the NBA in 2024 coming here. Excuse me, the Oakland A's are close to making a deal and getting property to move the team out here. We obviously know about the Raiders. We've got Major League Football out here. Obviously, the Golden Knights, and just kind of following suit, having this team. And this is another major team. Now, don't get me wrong. If you guys know anything about, at least on their Overwatch team, they are terrible. Absolutely terrible. Just going through their YouTube page, I think they haven't posted anything in like a year or two. It's like as an organization, that is pretty terrible. So clearly it sounds like they need a whole, not only are they getting relocating as a team, but hopefully within that there's going to be, because I think there's the possibility of new management and stuff like that getting in, which clearly it seems like that's necessary, because as an organization they're just not, they've kind of phoned it in. But this could be huge, and this could be a huge start. This is going to bring, I can't imagine, and if they are able to get back to how they envision these leagues to be, again, having a home team and people visiting, they're trying to make it more akin to traditional sports. We've got a big esports arena here. Huh?
You mean Vegas itself? Okay, I thought you meant
no, and not just Vegas itself. I think their whole plan, as far as with these esport leagues, was, and that's why they went to having home teams and teams that are city based as opposed to organizationally based. Even though there's kind of it's like a hybrid deal, but they're trying to bring in this home crowd and really make it more like traditional sports, where people are going to these venues for these tournaments, for these games, and supporting these teams like a traditional team would. And part of that too is going to be, these teams getting out and getting involved with the Las Vegas community as well. You know that, for example, I'm with Las Vegas Inferno. We do a ton of things just community based and working with partners, because it's more than just having and playing these games. And I think that's the only way I really feel that esports in general will be able to thrive. You can't just be, I'm an esports organization. You've got to be making content. You got to be doing things over here, doing things over there. You got to diversify what you're doing as an organization in order to be able to move forward and thrive off of it. And then obviously the esports section of it is just a slice of that overall pie of what they're doing. This is huge news, especially for getting bigger events and bigger esports events here to this city. I'm really excited to see what they've got planned. I would totally, you know what I mean, like just to have something special. Excuse me, geez. I almost that was weird. Just to have something and have big major events like this, that's gonna draw people in. And obviously, Vegas is the entertainment capital of the world, so people are going to be coming out here anyway. This totally makes sense. I think this is a great move. Paris was kind of just they had.
Are we talking about like? I'm sorry, are we talking about Paris, like Paris, France? Paris?
Yes.
So this is the team from France that's actually coming down to Vegas?
So they're relocating, to here. Because things got kind of weird, too, especially with the pandemic, where they started breaking out the teams in regions. So you had like some of the teams in on the West Coast going over to Asia and competing over there, because they were all within the same region. And then you had the Eastern region as well, which included the Paris side and that. So like I feel like they tested in this major city market, and it just did not. And you had a good showing. They had fans and stuff like that, but I just don't think they got the result that they were looking for. And I'm sure that the folks here in Vegas, in the city of Vegas, are out there and looking to build this and score major teams or a major team for the city. I guess. But what that looks like moving forward, I don't know, because there are other major teams and smaller teams that are out here too. So I don't know what that means, but I know at least revenue wise, bigger scope things, they play in bigger tournaments. So then there's the possibility that we then have some home matches that then would be at the esports arena, which is going to bring in some good money, and hopefully they're able to build out their roster and their characters, and who knows what could happen.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I guess well, first off, I'm not real familiar with how esports works, like overall, I mean, because I know, because I don't usually keep up with Call of Duty or professional play of those kind of games, because it's just, to me personally, it doesn't look fun. Like, like it doesn't look like with it. Now, with that being said, yeah, it's cool that they're getting another they're going to bring another team over. I guess I just don't understand how the appeal from someone all the way to Europe to come and say, hey, we're going to be moving. Now, is this moving their team to Vegas so they can compete within the Vegas community? Or is this
they're no longer going to be associated with Paris.
Oh, okay. So they're going to change the name, right?
Yeah. I don't know that they're going to change the name. I think they have it slated as the Vegas Eternal. A Vegas Eternal and the Vegas Legion. So it says officially their tweet says the rumors are true. We're excited to announce a new chapter for Eternal fans. In 2023, the Eternal will be relocating to Las Vegas. For now, we're looking forward to blowing away the competition for the rest of 2022. And that was from the Eternal. And then,
so are the people that are on those teams, are they still going to be on the team, or are they going clean slate? Like they're going to find new talent?
I don't. Well, I mean, they probably. So here, at least I know Overwatch League wise, Paris hasn't even won a game yet. Like they're terrible. Oh, wow. They're notoriously bad. And they're always in the lower division. And that's kind of where I felt like there wasn't a lot of. And what do I know? I don't know what's going on behind the scenes in the organizations, but, not everybody can be good, but, they definitely need to make some moves to be able to go from down here to being in Las Vegas. That also might attract talent to want to go on their team and be based out of there. So that could be huge. I'm pretty sure though that there's plans for front office changes. And I don't know if this is like a sale or just a straight relocation, because, a lot of times within these organizations, you have multiple investors that are basically making and fronting the bill. And you got to remember, like, just to get into the Overwatch League, it's like 25 million. Yeah, it's not. That shit ain't cheap.
Yeah. Well, I love right now. I love the fact that Lex is in the podcast and yet she's typing what she's wanting to say. I'm just like,
so I don't forget.
It's like, you could just say something. Just say what.
I don't want to interrupt. I don't want to talk over
anybody. He talks a lot. It's fine.
It's true.
Obviously, they die a lot, so maybe they need me as their new Lucio main. I'm just saying. I said I wasn't going to play Overwatch, but look, if I'm being paid for it, that's a different story. So
if money's involved, yeah, that's true. It's like it's always going to be the kind of case.
Yeah. So
you remember, like I said, I like 2 weeks ago, I was ragging the mobile like community of mobile games, of phone games, and I was like, yeah, phone games are garbage. But
what are you playing now?
If a phone game company wants to sponsor us, that'll be my number one game. I don't care.
Speaking of Raid Shadow Legends,
I've been playing Marvel. What is it? Marvel First Strike or something.
Oh,
I'm really enjoying that. I am really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun.
You know what's funny to me about that too? Because you were playing it while we were talking about it, and I was still ragging. And you're like, I don't care. I'll play Marvel anyways, which is fine. But I'm just saying. But like in this case, though, I'm kind of veering off. But in this case, with the team, okay, I guess it's cool. I mean, it's cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's a win-win for Vegas.
Yeah,
Vegas already has the infrastructure to keep a lot of different teams around locally, and they have I don't know how many gaming stadiums do they have? 2, I believe.
I know that there's an innovation center. I know UNLV has something else, probably a little smaller. There's one down on Fremont as well.
Luxor, but it's smaller. Is that closed now though?
No, the Luxor one is bigger.
Is it still open?
The Luxor one is big.
Yeah, it's pretty big, but it's not like arena big. So
it's not like, well, it's not, when you're saying arena big, I'm assuming you're legitimately thinking of an arena, right?
Huge.
Yeah.
Like they look big, but I could be wrong. But again, if you want a Lucio, I'm here. Just letting you know.
I don't know that they would do that. I don't know that they would do it in you know what I mean? Because they might also be looking to maybe build out another facility. There's probably something possibly already in the works in terms of that and utilizing more space. And especially if people are coming over here, they're obviously seeing the dollar signs. And I know that they're having in these casino and gambling talks. They are very much talking about esports. I was actually talking with my buddy earlier today. And during the pandemic, when we were in lockdown, the governing body allowed for esports betting. When sports weren't going on, they allowed for esports. They made some that where you were able to actually bet on them. I haven't heard if there's been any other events that have been allowed to do the same thing. I think that was more of an emergency kind of measure because there was absolutely no sports, but it's only a matter of time before esports is going to be regulated and regularly bet on out here for sure. So, this is, I mean, this makes sense. Paris, it didn't happen. They tried in Paris. Welcome, Vegas Legion / Eternal. Welcome. We welcome you with open arms.
And give me money. So
and let Lex be
and let Lex be Lucio.
I got you. Fire your other guy. I'm in. Put me in.
So you go with all the monies.
Yeah. I'll play on there, and I'll be in the new Aquaman. So it's fine. Taking over for Amber Heard. Thank you, DC Comics.
You know what it needs to be? It needs to be like the slogan for Overwatch is like, "What's the worst that could happen?" You're
already losing. Let me play. I got you. I'm good. I'm an aggressive ass Lucio too.
You remember that Keanu Reeves movie, The Replacements? That's exactly what they do. That's exactly what they're gonna hold
an open call for their team. That'd be awesome going in.
You have to get the guy. You gotta get the guy from in prison. That's currently in prison that's serving like a term or something, and then to be like just like they do in these kind of random films.
Out to play. Yeah.
There you go.
No, here
then
I'll
you got
the charge real quick, and then you guys get me out. Yeah.
Then you got the British guy with the gambling problem. that plays the take. Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
That's what you gotta be.
It would be awesome.
I can just imagine that. It's just literally a bunch of misfits in the Pro Overwatch League.
Esports, esports. I feel still they haven't gotten it yet. I feel like they're closer, but they still haven't really hit that right note. Whereas like you see like a League of Legends, which is so popular and so huge. That's where I feel, especially with esports, especially here in the West, that they really need to focus on character and personality driven and build-ups. And I feel like that's where people don't connect to the people that are there. You don't have your LeBrons or your I don't know, Messi or whoever your big stars that like people follow. That's another reason. Not only do they enjoy the sport, but those characters and those people that they relate to, that they take inspiration from, things like that. I feel like that is lacking in esports a lot of the time.
I think it's kind of tough because how esports works. Like esports natural infrastructure is a very confusing one. So it's not like like how for instance, the difference with MMA and boxing. MMA has a commission that follows everything. That everything goes around and it's controlled by a centralized force. But then in boxing, there's no commission. It goes by, hey, I want to fight that guy. Okay, what's the purse? Okay, I get 70%, you get 30. And then it's like both sides will make to that kind of conversation. That's how I kind of feel with the esports league. It's not there's not a centralized commission for all the different kinds of games that go into it. Like Overwatch has their own thing. Overwatch League has their own thing. Call of Duty has their own thing. Because I mean, like it's ridiculous to say that you to be eligible for a team, it's 20. You have to put in $25 million
insane
for that. And that's not even including for a purse prize. That's just saying that you're recognized in the eyes of Call of Duty's, like,
as
for esports league, for Call of Duty league. And I'm just like, okay,
that's a crazy buy-in.
Yeah. So then so now depending on if you're the individual who is watching this on the outside who doesn't know the stuff on the back end, but like me, I would be like, the only thing I care about are games that I'm interested in. Like Overwatch League is like, I don't care because I don't like Overwatch. Or Valorant. Valorant or something, like, if I'm not a Valorant player, I'm not going to watch it because there's no draw that will make me want to say, hey, I want to go see Valorant, see the finals of this Valorant play. So I think it's a lot tougher to kind of to get that with, like, like you were saying, with like LeBron, like to find the LeBrons and so I'm sure there is a person out there, but like there are overall some. Like yeah, but like overall, I don't think like overall recognizable, like, like an everyday, oh, this guy is a household name. We're nowhere near there yet.
But there have been though. I mean, and I'm not gonna use, like, I'd say like XQC. He's huge streaming wise now, but I mean, again, he was doing pro stuff, and that's where he started, and then he built it, obviously, and then he diversified what he was doing. So he knew that at some point in time, he wasn't going to be able to professionally play forever, and he built out his brand and was able to transfer and create that. People would watch just to see that dude. That's the kind of personas and I feel personalities that are lacking in esports today. And
what makes XQC like I wouldn't even say he's an exception. He's not an exception because, like, technically, like, what made XQC more popular than ever wasn't because of his esports background, but rather his interactiveness on his streams and the craziness that he provides that makes it, like, that makes people like into it, like,
yeah, dude, like, he may have, like an asshole and people aren't going to come and watch me. They came and watched him because he was good enough to be able to draw people in. From that, he then expanded and built it.
I think that he was more like, I think personally, like, it's from the clips that you saw randomly of, like, oh, this dude is off his freaking rocker. And then the drama that happened. Yeah, the drama that happened because, like, I didn't even know XQC was a professional until you told me this just now. Well, there you go. Yeah. So I just think that, like, yeah, I think it was just because, like, he got a lot of big hits on, like, clips on YouTubes and stuff that spread the name, kind of like, like how PewDiePie was back in the days, like back in the early days and stuff. Like that, it's just his name just became like, word of mouth, and then I think that's what brought him up, rather than, I mean, he did have a community of what from his glory days, but I think it was mostly because of, like, social media that really pushed him.
Doinby, I think it's Doinby. He's a League of Legend. He's a League of Legend. Huge League of Legend player. Like that, and although because we don't, there is a worldwide audience of people, and there's been, like, there's videos, there's stuff like that on this person. It's both his personality and his skills why he's successful, and a reason why people will go watch or support the team that he's playing for is because of this character. You know what I mean? And when I say that, I mean them being themselves, but people then as an audience standpoint, they're able to dip into the mind of this character, of this person, then becomes a character because they don't personally know them, but they feel like they know them, and whatever they are presenting out there and stuff like that. So, I just feel like, I don't know, esports is in a weird spot. Like, I feel like overall they don't know what to do with it. I feel like it is it's an attempt of businesses, corporations throwing a shit ton of money at it and being like, do something with it. I don't know what to do. We got a ton of money. I have no idea what the hell to do with it.
Maybe still trying to find its identity, I suppose. Yes. Who knows, man? But that's probably the best way of describing it.
Yep.
All right. Well, there you go. That's cool.
Yeah.
Lex.
Yes.
What are you bringing to the table?
Aye, Capitan. So I know I've kind of talked about things along this measure before, but just a heads up, you guys, because I know a lot of you are also like us. You play a lot of games. You fell in love with games. Wishbone will forever haunt you, and you wish you could finish it. Well, fun
just
fact,
like everybody.
There are copies out there, and I think I still have mine. I gotta look through my dad's house. But a PC game collecting community was just rocked by a huge forgery scandal. So again, if you are buying something that is so rare that not even a professional can really check to verify if it's real or not, just be careful what kind of money you're spending, because that could be your little coin purse for like a rainy day, and you just spent it on a forgery, and then you're gonna be real upset about it. Also, it's hard to play floppy disk at this point, but it happened. So
hard to play floppy disk at this point.
Near impossible.
I got one. I can open them.
A floppy disk that size. Like, when was the last one that was ever made? Like in the late 80s?
I have a floppy disk reader.
No, early 90s at least, right?
90s, yeah, because Wishbone was definitely on a floppy disk, and so was Bubble Bobble. And I definitely
I'm not saying no. That is a 3x5. This is the huge ones.
Yeah, this is definitely like the first first edition. So
my brother had a bunch of them for Commodore.
Yeah, I've never heard of these. I've never played them, but I'm sorry if I butcher this. Akalabeth, Temple of Apache, and many others were found to be forgeries. So this is me looking out for you guys, because I know that we have a few people that are real heavy collectors. But this happened on a Facebook group, and the person that wrote the article is actually a part of said Facebook group. There's 6,000 plus members at the moment, but an issue came to light when a group administrator received copies of Akalabeth Ultima, created by Richard Garrett's first game, 1979 dungeon crawler Temple of Apache, and the Japanese edition of Mystery House from another well-known collector and now former group moderator, because guess what? They were fake. After close examination, the games revealed that they were likely counterfeit. When confronted, that moderator who had sold them to him reportedly alluded that the Akalabeth was indeed fake and suggested that it be destroyed. So he got found out and was like, "Hey, can you destroy that so no one knows?" So Kevin, the original moderator who received these copies from the collecting community, found that it was a widespread problem and that he wasn't the only one receiving these copies from said person. So an exhaustive investigation revealed that a number of other group members also had received counterfeit games from this same person. And that person's a huge collector. I mean, his library is very vast. And so people assumed that he was a reputable, because he's been a moderator, he was an admin, he's doing all this work to build his library and then sells off small portions of it at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all fake.
Wow. No, these things that he's selling off, do they actually have a price of how much there's how much it's
so
are they pricey or what? What are we talking?
They've identified 100,000 euros, which is about $107,000.
100,000 euros? What?
Yeah,
this stuff is worth 100,000 euros?
Counterfeit transactions so far. Now, the person that was selling these has stated that he wants his buyers to remain anonymous, so they don't actually have the full extent of how much money he's gained off of these counterfeits. This is what they're assuming, but this goes all the way back to 2015. So that could be just this year. That could be in total. We don't know. So yeah, Mystery House, Akalabeth, Temple of Apache. it's all fake. So it's hard to detect with these older ones if they're a forgery or not, especially with the way they were distributed on the original floppy, which was a lot bigger than the floppy we know as 90s kids. And it's really hard to have somebody verify that it's not fake. Because there's not a lot of PC game collectors. So just giving you guys a heads up, if you're looking to make your library a little more vast, a couple things you need to keep your eye on. So printed pieces, the halftone dots on printed materials do not appear to be in line. So if it doesn't look smooth, it's probably fake. The halftone patterns on Enrico's materials, Enrico was the one that was selling counterfeits, often presented a moire pattern, which happens when reproducing something that already had a halftone pattern. Things that are supposed to be one color prints often appear to be four color prints, or they don't have smooth edges when looked at closely. Digital manipulation artifacts are present. Colors in general are often different. Also, with media, discs were tested and many did not include game data at all. Disc labels appeared to be hand cut, different sizes, and printed on modern technology. Cassette tapes did not have game data on them. It did have actual audio, but the data patterns that were supposed to be there weren't there, if that makes sense. Cassettes often had glue residue from the removal of old labels. Some disc labels had indents from a corner template, which looks like someone was tracing from the rounded corners of the top of a label. So with it's hard if you've never seen like the old school cassettes. It's really hard to get the old label glue off, because back in the day they didn't care if you were ripping it off. You were supposed to put something over it. And it's kind of also hard to tell with cassettes, because if they're really old, the glue is going to be present regardless of how well it was kept, because heat, time, all of that plays a factor. But I guess his glue tracing was horrible. Also, packaging, if there is any packaging, often the four corners were bent in inconsistent ways. Hang tab holes appeared to be hand cut. Stickers looked like they were hand cut, etc. So yeah, it was pretty bad. He claims that he never shipped any games knowing that they were fakes, but straight out admitted to another admin that he knew.
Well, does it really fucking matter if it does
It's
it or
too
not? I
late
mean, the
at this
business,
point.
yeah. I
So
mean, like, what the hell is he talking about?
right.
It's like, oh, I didn't know. It's like just as much as like if you have a counterfeit bill and then the guy says this is a fake 100. You may not have known, but you did it. I mean, you still did. Right. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Well, and a lot of the times when they asked him, well, how much were you charging? He was like, well, I was, selling it to friends, so I wasn't charging as much because I was trying to help them make their libraries more vast. No, you were selling them a blank CD with nothing on it, sir.
Oh, it didn't even. Yeah, it didn't even have the game.
No,
that's crazy.
So, like, I'm just saying that, like, it's like you can't, like, you can't justify.
Floppy, you can check. You can double check. There's actually something on it.
Well, you can see on the CD if there's any data, but even if there is or if there isn't, dude, you're saying that the estimated loss of all this counterfeit stuff is 100,000 pounds. I mean, like,
that we know. What,
like, so, like, yeah. So you're telling me that you didn't know anything. So like, where are you getting these games from if you're like at that point? Yeah. And then secondly, most of these kind of games itself is you have to be very distinct, because I mean, these are old as hell games and stuff that people probably, cause I don't give a shit about these games, but like, but overall, I think that most people would like for collectors, collector wise, not just this kind of stuff is not for the everyday like man or everyday collector of gaming collector. This is like history paraphernalia of game and of the history of gaming back in the day.
Right.
This stuff is like 80s stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
And he would show them fake material of like where he got them originally, trying to establish like a timeline and all this stuff. If you're buying something, guys, please do huge Google dives into it. Even, go into other forums to double check that this is all legitimate, because you can easily make a couple phone calls and talk to a real human and find out if they actually said, oh yeah, this is real. And he was claiming I could have sold at big box stores and I didn't. I'm just a private entity. I'm just a member moderator. I didn't know. But in the first 5 people, the last that he sold to, more than 20 items have been found to be counterfeit. 5 people.
Are they prosecuting this dude? This dude's in trouble? Or like what? Because like you are straight up selling bootleg stuff, and like this is like malicious bootleg stuff. Like this is like, I mean, I'm just looking at some of these examples, and it's like, all right, dude, come on.
So
come on, buddy.
It does state that the police and litigation are getting involved. So hopefully he will be prosecuted. But, I see this all too often. And I know we have a few people, especially like in my stream, that come to This Is Lex. Like, I know that a few of you guys are big collectors and you pride yourself on your collections. I mean, I essentially collect makeup. It's my weird little thing, and socks and makeup. Well, hoodies too. Anyways, you just make sure that do your due diligence. As the buyer, you should always do that, especially if it's something that's in like the hundreds, let alone the thousands of dollars. Please do your research. You can make a phone call. You know what I mean? It just, God,
it's ridiculous. Well, okay, whatever. I mean,
sorry to whoever lost out.
I mean, what's weird is that they bought more. After that, like they bought, like they still, yeah. I'm just saying that it's super. Like I'm just saying that it's like the first time that they find out that it's fake, then they're like, "Oh, I can't believe it."
I'd be pissed.
Let's go find this. Let's try. I kind of want this one now.
Like somebody needs to pay. I can't believe this person was able to. I need to add. I was like, I need to ask my dad. Them like, what do we do with our floppy disks? Do we still have floppy disks and stuff? Like, I don't know.
I know that my dad still has some of mine.
Really? Like, no offense, but this guy must have some stupid friends. Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Like that sucks though, because you would think. Yeah, well, that's the thing though about the internet though too, though. Like, and being able to trust people and them being able to take advantage of people, getting in, knowing them, then they do some grime like this. Like, you hate to see it, man.
Yeah. There's a difference between the internet and a difference of scamming your friends. He says he does like specifically sold to his friends. So this wasn't even internet at this point. I'm thinking like, okay, so then I'm just saying that like, okay, so you're basically scammed your friend out of an estimated 100,000 pounds. Are y'all friends? Because that doesn't seem at that point. Because
that is not what a friend does.
Well, and that sucks too. Because think about it, they're all in a Facebook group. This man is a moderator, so not only is he in the group, but you trust him because he's already a moderator. You're just one of the humble 6,000, and you're like, man, I've been really looking for this game. Me and Pops used to play it, or whatever. Okay,
right.
He's like, yo, I got a copy, and I'll give it to you for a really good deal. First, I'd be like,
that should have been your first red flag.
Wait a minute. We're friends. You're on the group, and I give like a discount and blah blah blah.
Nah, dude, that'd be like Davies being like, "Hey, dude, I'm gonna give you my freaking X-Men comic book for like super cheap." I'm like, that's sus, dude. Like, I gotta look at it right now, and I know it's worth way more than that. Like, what's the deal? What's going on, bro? Nope. You hard up for some money? What's good?
Just give them then in the mail, they'll just give you like a Gumby Denali.
Oh no. Well, here's the thing, though. The 3 of us are street smart. Not everybody is. So, guys, don't be gullible. Don't be fools. Do your research. And if you have questions,
I'm just saying that, like,
because I've gotten scammed out of money from somebody that I really didn't know, but I felt like I knew, and I absolutely felt like a fool. But I had given this person money, and they just kept hitting me back. They never gave me any money back. But I don't just give money that you know what I mean? Like, I don't just give money expecting money back. If I give out money, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't expect it back. But, it just got to the point where it's like, wait a second, this dude is just straight. Like, this is just what you do. How many other people are you doing this with? as well. Give me the sob story and all that crap, man. So, it's easy to get got. It's easy to, you know what I mean? Especially when you feel like you're building relationships with people. And then all of a sudden something like this, you're just like, nope. Terrible. Yeah, somebody definitely took advantage of the relationships that they had built. And that's, it's unfortunate. It's terrible to see. Yeah.
Rotten,
it's okay.
Scummy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the topic. Just be careful, y'all. Be careful.
Right on.
Mm-hmm. People are crazy.
What she's trying to say is don't go to England. But
don't trust anybody. That's what I got from that.
Well, I'm closing this. Yeah, let me close this off with some interesting information in the world of gaming as well. So yesterday there was a state of play that happened from PlayStation that happened what did you say, the afternoon, 3 4
it was like 2, I think. My time.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, around in the mid-afternoon. So This is the beginning that kicks off Summer Game Fest, since we're not going to have an E3 this year at all. So so now we're going to be seeing a lot of companies going to be shooting their announcements and stuff online. So this was a not really a surprise that they released it, that they're releasing it, but like some announcements on the PlayStation side. It was a mediocre state of play, I would say. It didn't have any expectations for the most part, but overall they showed a lot of cool little indie games as well. But throughout this time, there was 3 big games that really kind of stood out of all of it. There was the biggest one is that they're doing a Resident Evil 4 remake that's coming out in 2023. You knew that was going to be coming though, because they've been on this remake hike on the for this game forever, literally forever this time around. So this was a fun one. This was a fun one to kind of go with to see. But at the same time, I'm actually surprised how hyped people were on this. Like, I knew it was going to be a popular one, but damn, dude, like it was. They said that this is the biggest game that was on the whole, that was on the state of play
remake list.
Yeah, no, not the remake list, but the state of play from yesterday. Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was really, it's really cool.
Idea remake.
Yeah. It's cool to see Resident Evil all on the one thing I will say that I'm glad that they're doing is that this is you'll essentially have an up-to-date version of the Resident Evil series that you can play on one system instead of you going back and forth and stuff.
All of them, you can play them all.
They remade 2, 3, and 4. Now that they remade 2 and 3 already. That's on the PlayStation 4, which you can play on your PS5. And then now PS4 is now the Resident Evil 4 is coming. Then there you go. The only one that's left is 5 and 6, which I don't know if they're going to remake.
What about
5 would be a fun remake. Well, they've already remade the original 3 or 4 times, I believe. So yeah.
Well, then stop it.
Yeah. So what? You're asking me a question. I give you an answer.
Not you. I mean,
no, they meant them
making them. Who's enough? Stop. That's all. Okay,
yeah. So the first one was the first one's still a timeless classic. The remake of that is always great. So yeah, definitely play that one. But yeah, so eventually, hopefully 5, 6 comes out on PS4, PS5, and then we can be like, oh, I can only play it on this one system. Good to go. Or PC. So there you go. The second biggest draw that came out of this the state of play was Square Enix's Final Fantasy 16. They actually showed gameplay in the gameplay trailer of Final Fantasy 16. So this was actually really kind of cool. So they showed kind of like the story and where the story is going to be revolving around, which was really really fun. System looks janky as hell though. Like it looks really random on it, but I am definitely for the challenge to mess around with that game when it comes out, because I always.
You said what looks janky?
The battle system. Like, I don't know what to expect on this battle system. Now,
I thought they were going more in the tone of Final Fantasy 15. I thought they were going with a similar tone, right? as far as battle
I
system?
I don't know if it's similar. I hope not, because like the problem with Final Fantasy 15 was it was one button. You didn't have to. I mean, like all you had to do was press one button throughout the whole freaking fight. Yeah, you didn't even have to do anything. Yeah. There was
no
like all the other stuff was
nothing.
non-existent.
Okay.
Like just press the attack button, and then you're good. This one seems like it's going to be a little different with a little bit
it
of
definitely looks
enhancements.
Different. Yeah.
Yeah, but and this one too also is not going to have a traditional team like the other ones do, which is fine, because in my opinion, if you're only going to let you use one character, why not just make it one character? You know, in my opinion. So, yeah. I mean, I don't like automated. Like, from personally, I am not a fan of you have a team, a team, and you can't control your own characters. I need to control my own characters. Like, I need to. Like, so when I see people like for instance, like when you see Donald and Goofy doing their own thing, and then you know how everyone complains about Donald not healing and stuff in Kingdom Hearts and everything. It's exactly the same kind of nonsense with 15, like with Prompto and Gladius and stuff, just doing their own thing unless you tell them use magic. It's like you're using magic too much, so stop using magic because you're running out of MP. So no, I don't like to manage like that. So but the game looks beautiful though already. I'm not that's why I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, so that's that one's coming. It don't have a full release date, but it's tentative for 2023. So yeah, this is Yoshi P's original game. Like, this is the game that he started from the ground up. So looking forward to checking that one out. But the last one is the last game that they also announced in this was a highly anticipated another Capcom fighting game, Street Fighter 6. And they actually showed gameplay of Street Fighter 6 in this one, and then some of the modes that you're going to be able to do. They announced they showed they showed all 4 characters that is 100% going to be in the game. And Chun-Li, Ryu's obviously going to be in there, but there's 2 Luke, who was in Street Fighter 5, got a facelift, looks a lot different, but looks a lot better. And then a new drunken boxing dude named Jamie, and this looks very, very, very good. So overall, I'm really satisfied of what they were showing off as the from like in the aspect of games that's coming soon. But the one downside I have is like I've said now, and it's not saying it in an elitist level, I will say, is that they need to stop with cross-platforming and show more of the new generation of gaming system, like of new generation of games. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for instance, like Returnal is an exclusive on PS5 because it will be impossible to let it run on a PS4. We're hitting by the time these games come out, we're going to be hitting the 3rd year of PlayStation 5, and yet still to this day they're still all the games I have said are coming on PS4 and PS5. So that means that they're not making this game specifically to the spectrums of the next gen. They're going to the previous gen and upscaling it up to, because they know next gen can handle it.
Right.
I'm kind of tired of seeing that. I would love to see them to kind of start pushing more on, like, you know, Xbox Series S and X and stuff, and then like also, you know, PC is going to be PC, which is going to be the ultimate one, but then you got PS5 as well. So like I just think that they need to show, because like look at how this game looks. I cannot imagine this on the PS4 running at the same kind of smoothness of what we're seeing right now. Like, can you imagine if they built this game specifically for the next gen? And I'm just thinking to myself, it could possibly be better. You know?
Right.
Yeah. I'm just saying that, like, that's the one. That's just the little thing I have with it, because like, other than that, I'm looking forward to the games that are coming out. Like, I'm looking forward to Resident Evil, Final Fantasy, and stuff like that. But I just wish that they could just say, like, do what Gotham Knights did and just say we're releasing it on next gen only. So, but other than that, I mean, that was pretty much the big point to State of Play. There were, like I said, there were some small indie games like there was a game called Stray where you play as a cat in a robot world.
The cat one that looked
that's gonna
give me that, and I'm excited.
Yeah, that game's gonna be pretty fun too. But no, I mean, so I just wanted to know what y'all thought about, like, if y'all saw the State of Play or from what you saw the videos and stuff, what y'all thought.
Yeah, I saw it. Here's the thing. I agree with you. I think they need to stop making things backwards compatible. We're already on the new system. I don't have it. Wah, boo-hoo me. Make me want to buy the new system. You're not giving me any tangible reason to buy the new system. There just aren't. I loved Street Fighter. I would absolutely play it again if it was on PC and I could just do.
Oh, it's going to be on PC.
It is on PC.
Oh, well then maybe I get back into it. I can't use a controller anymore because of my arthritis. So if I can use my actual keyboard and mouse to play, like, I'm down. I know that you said I need to get a fighting stick, blah blah blah.
I say you probably want a fight stick,
but holding on to that hurts too. Why
don't you get a hitbox?
That's what I'm thinking. Because if it's a side scroller, I don't really need to do anything but move back and forth with my left.
They even have fight sticks that have the WAS configuration for the control.
Yeah, I've seen those. So I recently walked into like a big box store and I was looking at some. They're nice. I understand why they're that expensive. None of them felt like they fit right. So a hitbox is probably in my future. But again, here's the thing. Skirt, I've only played one Resident Evil, and that was The Village. I've never finished a Final Fantasy. I bought 2 of the games, and someone else decided to play them while I was at work. Thanks for that. So I never got to really enjoy them because they took it with them. But
it wasn't me.
It was not you. No.
Fortunate.
Bad ex. You know who you are. Again, make me want to buy the new systems. Make me want to buy it. Street Fighter looks great. I just wish it was exclusive.
Yeah, I mean,
even if it wasn't
exclusive
on PC,
to what? What do you mean?
Like making exclusive PS5, like to the next generation, like Xbox, the new Xbox series or PlayStation. Make it just for that. Make it so good I can't play it on my PlayStation 4, and make me want to buy a PlayStation 5. Make me want to buy it. That's what I've been saying for 3 years. You haven't given me a full reason to purchase it yet. They haven't. I wish they would. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, there really isn't. I mean, like, there are, like I said, there are some, like, jewels that are out there. I think there's a lot more jewels out there than they are on the Xbox side, though, in my opinion. But I mean, like I said, one of the big starting points, like, is Returnal. Returnal is one of the like fairly really good games that I've never that you see that generates the system. But that game came out a year ago. So, like, it feels like there's nothing that's going to be utilizing the graphics as much. Because, I mean, Horizon Forbidden West, there was a big update that may have done some fixes of its look, but it wasn't like, it wasn't like all that, but it's like, still, it wasn't as it still wasn't as clean as what Returnal was. But that's the only game that in my mind that I can think of that I could say that's what I'm comparing everything else to is Returnal. I
get it. No,
and then there's nothing else.
I've seen Returnal and it looks fantastic. I would love to play it. But if there's only one game making me want to purchase, a $500 system plus all the bells and whistles, I want more than one game that is going to make me want to purchase it. Do you know what I mean? Yes, I can play older games. I don't care about the older games. I already have them. I already played them. Give me something new and juicy that I can sink my teeth into that makes me want to purchase your system.
Like Mortal Kombat. Yeah.
Sure. No, we're on the cusp of it. The pandemic definitely I felt put it definitely slowed up to where we should be. And I feel like these companies have pivoted. Although you also have to remember too, these are third party companies. So, it's not like Sony's like, look, you have, I mean, they could, but I think Sony, and whenever they started developing this stuff, I'm guessing it was before that stuff might have even been out, and then them making their shift. They're just like, look, let's go ahead and do this so we can sell the units. It's gonna get there. It is definitely slower, and I agree. I want to see games and these developers pushing the limits of these new systems, pushing the new limits of the technology and what can be done. I said it in the spoiler cast. I was actually really disappointed in the lack of usage from Horizon Forbidden West with the PS5 and what they could have done and what I thought they would have done, and they did not. And it felt very lacking. It very much was dialed down for that PS4 version, and they just said, well, we just bump up the graphics and that's what you'll get for PS5. So it did not do, and Returnal really is, the only one that I've ever felt. Again, I never played, I think Ratchet and Clank, though, Rift Apart has some things. I never played it, though. But you're right. Like, there's not that overall reason for folks, and even if they did, they can't even find them anyway. So they need to provide the stock, provide the games. The numbers will get boosted. But I also too, I agree. I want to see more, and I'm glad that Gotham Knights said, you know what, we're gonna stop messing around. We're just gonna focus on the technology that's out there now and these limits that we have now, and we're just going to focus on that and not try to complicate things. I think that's a smart move on their part.
Yeah, but yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's basically all. Like I said, that's just here and there. That's just what I personally am thinking of it overall. But but from the most part, the direction of the games, cool. Cool, I guess. But
yeah. I'm excited for Street Fighter, though. Like, I'm excited more because, like, I haven't played Street Fighter in a while, because when I realized and I saw my brother playing, I was like, this has become way too sweaty for me. So I don't even mess around. Like, that is not a casual good time for me. However, with this story mode, and I don't know if that's character creation in that or what the deal is, like, that kind of got me being like, oh, snap. Like, that would be fun, and I might dabble around with some of the PvP, obviously casually. But the story or whatever they got going on with the open world stuff, that has intrigued me. I know people are looking at it like that might destroy the integrity of Street Fighter. I'm just like, that's the thing that's got me being like, yo, I might go ahead and take a look at that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so that looks dope. Man. I don't care about the Resident Evil stuff, to be honest. I totally watched a thing on YouTube, like basically the story from beginning to end. So I'm completely caught up. I don't need to play them. But I'm happy for people. Now.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I know. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't need to play them. I'll never play them.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
So. It looks good. Good. I'm glad people are pumped for that and want that. That is a good.
So yeah, we'll definitely see. Like it kind of sucks that most of these games are coming out. There's going to be really specifically. Looks like mostly 2023. So I don't usually didn't see anything that's coming out late soon, like in the near future.
There was an indie game that one that looked like a Tony Hawk with guns. That looked cool.
Yeah.
The art style of that looked really cool. Like, I was like, all right, what's that all about? Like, that looked like it'd be a fun one.
That game better be like a $20 game, because I'm not gonna spend a lot of money on this game.
Yeah, well,
you had like you're rollerblading, and then you're doing like you're on the half pipe and you're shooting people and stuff.
Yeah, it reminded me of like Road Rash or something.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'll be playing a Stray Cat here pretty soon, so that's all I'm saying.
Jesus.
How to get Lex to play a non-horror game? Let me play as a cat.
There it is.
Play as a cat.
She's gonna live her best life in that.
As a kitty cat.
Right.
Meow.
Right on. Guys, thank you for checking out episode number 134 of the CFG GameCast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation as always. We will be back again next week, next Friday. So if you did miss this episode live, that is okay. You could also check us out on any podcast services out that we like to release on Mondays every beginning of each week. So there is absolutely no reason that you will miss out on our sexy voices.
Oh yeah.
Yes, guys, thank you so much. We'll be back again tomorrow. We'll be back again. So in the meantime, definitely go check out our main website, confreaksgeeks.com. Unfortunately, I've been a little busy and sick at the same time, so there hasn't really been anything new on these PCG side, but I am going to be heading. Yeah, but I will be heading to Acon tomorrow, so it's a new an anime convention, so you'll be taking some photos and stuff there for a bit. So guys, but guys, thank you so much for stopping by. We this is Lex, Smitty, and Davis signing off. Y'all take it easy.
Bye.